Hockey fans, welcome to another exciting edition of BoardCheck. I'm your host, Jeremy the Impact York. I want to welcome you guys in. So much to talk about. We didn't do a show last week. I'm so sorry. I just ran out of time. I don't know if you guys saw, we had 8 or 9 shows that hit last week and some appearances and things we were booked for. And I just didn't didn't make it. Didn't make it for board check, but tons of things I want to get into tonight. Obviously, we'll talk some Preds, we'll talk some Canes, talk some Glads, KSU men and women. But first, I want to tell you that if you want to follow us on social media, you can follow us on X or Twitter at BoardCheck99. You can uh, you can follow us and like and watch all of our content on BoardCheck has its own YouTube channel separate from Impact Media because it's the original show. BoardCheck 99 is how you will find it there. The Impact 99 will find me anywhere, and you will find links to all of our shows. I think that's pretty much it. So good stuff all around. I want to start with the Columbus River Dragon because we've added them to our coverage. I told you guys that, and I wanted to get into some of the stuff that they did. There it is. Yep, they went up to PD, which is South Carolina, I believe. They went up to PD to take on. I had it somewhere. Oh, the Ice Cats, the PD Ice Cats. See, I knew it right here, right here. PD Ice Cats, and in game number one, in an exciting shootout, our Columbus River Dragons win the 3-2. So great way to start the season. Fantastic battle out of the gate, and you want to try to win number one, right? You want to try to win the one out of the gate. And they won 3-2. I will have more scores and things like that, or I will have more. We'll talk more about their players next week uh, because they have some really exciting players and some more that they brought in since, and we'll talk about that as we go along. But win number one on the board for them there. They turn around and played the very next day against these same Ice Cats and come up a little short. Lost that one 7-5, but all in all, you got to say what 3-2 and 5-7. So they scored 8 goals in the first 2 games. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. I think that's a great, promising start. And maybe not for a goaltender, but for the team to be scoring that much, hey, that's absolutely fantastic. Speaking of people they brought in, see, I knew there was some of these. They signed Chilton Blacksmith, who is returning to the team. And like I said, he's been on the team before, so you guys probably know more about him than I do. But it's exciting to have that young man uh, back on the squad. Now, this past weekend, or last weekend rather, they played a couple games where they played the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Sounds like a fun team. I love minor league sports because so many fun names, so many great mascots, so many just cool organizations. Just that they have a little more fun. But somebody wasn't having more that much fun was of course our River Dragons who lost that one 4-2. It happens. I believe they played a game right after that. They did and came up one short again, 6-5. Once again, they scored a lot of goals, and I'm not saying it's the goaltender's fault. I'm just saying the other team score more than they are. But so far on the season, they are 1-3. They did welcome back Ryan Hunter, who used to play with the team, but now he is back with the team as well. Else was there? There was something else. Trevor Babin had a He's the goaltender, Trevor Babin, and he had a birthday the other day, so we want to wish him a happy birthday from all of us here at BoardCheck. Um, Man, I swear I had something else I was gonna say. Now, if you're watching this now, then you're probably not at the trunk or treat event that is uh down at the Group One Toyota Rivertown for the trunk or treat, or maybe you are. Maybe you're watching from down there. So I appreciate you being down there. But they're off to a good start. I like all the goals that they're scoring. That's a problem the Gladiators have had sometimes, and we've seen the Preds struggle with it a little bit, and some other teams. Canes not so much. Canes are usually pretty good at scoring for the most part, um, at least early on. But KSU is, KSU men, no problems there. Women, they're just starting and they're actually scoring goals. So I think everybody's doing good as far as the scoring goals part. Um, See if we can find the upcoming games. I had them in front of me, and I don't see where the screen is. So let's see. All right, they are off this weekend. They're actually off this weekend. So that's why I don't have it in front of me because I had them for the Bobcats last time around, and then next weekend they will be in Baton Rouge to face the Zydeco, the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Our Columbus River Dragons will be down there for that home game. This is crazy. First home game is not till November 14th. They will actually play. Um, they will actually play four more games, two next weekend, two the following weekend, before finally being at home for 2 straight weeks, and it's back on the road. That's crazy. Just crazy. In fact, I need to look because there's probably. Oh no, they play the Athens Rock Lobsters in Columbus. I was about to say I might be closer to some of their other opponents. Um, where are some of these? Nope, I'm not close to them. What is that game? That makes no sense for that game. Um, there's some games coming up. Like I said, Liam Godimer, the voice of the River Dragons, did put out an invite saying that I was welcome to join them for any game I could make it to. I'm going to try to make it to a game or so because I've always wanted to come down there. Especially got to come see my good buddy and friend of the show, Liam, see all the great things he's doing down there. So I'll let you guys know when I think I'm gonna be trying to come up that way. Let me get into the KSU women. The KSU women have their next upcoming game is October the 19th at UGA. And something I have not done is tell you about the players. So that's actually an advantage. I will say, as a play-by-play guy, an advantage to having 7 players on a team is I get to say their names tons of times throughout the night, and I get to learn their names a little quicker. Um, and I can say a little bit about them because I've seen them play a couple games now. So I'm going to start with, and they're all interchangeable. They all play different positions, just based on, I mean, because they have one sub, they have one reserve, so everybody's playing everywhere. You play wherever you got to play. But the to start with Rachel Oldowski, who I believe started the second game. She was the reserve in game one, but man, she's a little firecracker. She is. I don't want to call her little because none of them are. Uh, Man, they play so big. That's what it is, and she's out there. She's got some speed to her. She's able to kind of maneuver in between people and really set up some stuff, and has some good breakaway opportunities as well. And she's fun to watch. They all are, but she's fun to watch because she can kind of maneuver in between people, which is really cool. You got the goaltender. the Warden, as I have named her on some broadcasts. I need to see if I've that may be on me. I have not turned in audio to them. I should really do that. The Warden, Finley Ward, is the goaltender. Fascinating things here. She's doing a heck of a job. She has only been playing goalie for about 2 months now. She was a forward, I believe, before then. May have been a defender, but she was a forward. They needed a goalie, so I'll do it. I think she's doing a really good job. She's setting some good goals for herself, very obtainable goals that she's still going to have to work hard for. But Finley Ward doing a heck of a job. And then Katrina Clark. Katrina Clark, just a big menace in the middle of the ice. Like, just she's a tough competitor to deal with. She had some good stuff as well. She was able to set up her teammates. Had a couple of just clean, crisp shots. I don't know how they didn't trickle in. Man, sometimes those pucks have eyes, and sometimes they find equipment instead of the back of the net. But Katrina Clark, man, she had some good look in trying to get the goals in, and like I said, she was able to be enough of a menace in the middle of the ice that she set up a lot of her teammates. Um, we go to Cassidy Holder. She's kind of a mix between Rachel and Katrina, at least so far as what I've been able to see. But also remember, I'm trying to call the action, so I can't watch the entire ice all at once. Um, but Cassie's the same way. Like, she can maneuver in between people like Rachel does, but then like Katrina, she can be a little bit of a menace and help set up a lot of people, and it was creating opportunities for her as well. I look forward to the things she's gonna do. Um, Alexi Belt. Oh, she's the muscle. She's the muscle. She will be the first to tell you, maybe not the best skater, way better skater than me. But she more than holds her own. You wouldn't know she's not a good skater. Like, she no problem. But she's not afraid to put a hit on somebody, and she was laying out some people at some point. So you gotta have, can't use the term goon anymore or bully or anything, but no, you gotta have your enforcer. Enforcer number one has to be Alexi Belt. Absolutely. She actually had some good shots at some goals as well. And some just crazy passes. I enjoyed watching her work. Then we get to Eleanor Cook, and she was one too. Like, game one, they were trying to get their legs under them a little bit. Game two, she really started to come into her own a little bit. I said her name a lot in game number two. She was always in the middle of the action, always fighting hard. She was good at setting up teammates, but there was a few times that she was I call it the lead horse in the charge, and so they catch her with the puck, and she had some great looks too. I mean, this team, man, they're so much fun to watch. Um, I hope where I'm able to call more games in the um more games in the first of the year, because I think they have just away games to end this part of the year. But yeah, but Eleanor Cook, man, she was mixing it up a little bit. She had some hits on some people too that were rivaling some of Alexi's, and that was fantastic. And then Holly Turner, the answer to the trivia question of who scored the first goal of the season for the KSU women, that was Holly Turner. She is another one that she is a great lead dog. You can see the leadership she has there. Really fast skater, a lot of finesse, a lot of technical ability, and she really seems to like to find herself in the right places at the right times. And in that case, that's why she ended up with the goal there. But once again, Rachel Oldosky, Finley Ward, Katrina Clark, Cassidy Holder, Alexi Belt, Holly Turner, and Eleanor Cook. Come see these ladies play hockey. They're playing at UGA on the 19th. Go see that. Go see that. Should just be a fun time. If I'll be honest, if it's a little closer, I would consider being there, but I believe I'm busy that day. or I would be there because even if I'm not calling the action, I would go see these ladies play because it's it's so great to see where they are in the infancy of this program and to see really how far ahead of the curve they are. Because I mean, my goodness, they're really up there, and that's fantastic. That's just fantastic. But shout out to all those amazing young ladies. Look forward to working with you guys soon on some stuff, and who knows, we'll have a couple of you on here. KSU men, they had the big win versus UCF 5-3 in the first game, and then lost to UCF 8-6. That was kind of a disaster of a game because you lose your captain early on because he just kept getting into it with the other team and James Kravis. It happens. I can't blame him much for it, but it 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 definitely gave the advantage to UCF, and that's why UCF won game number two. Their next games, I don't think they played this week. They don't. Is that right? Or they do play this week? They do not play this week. They will play. They don't play next week either. Next game will be the next home games, which are November 7th and 8th versus University of Georgia, a team I can't wait to see play again, and I can't wait to see us to beat them because it really upsets them. It really upsets Georgia, and they have some of the foulest language I have ever heard. And I understand it's hockey, but on this level, we are all so close to the ice that we can hear everything you say now. Granted, I'm not over the top of their bench like I was a couple years ago. But my goodness, I hope they don't kiss their mothers with these dirty mouths they have because wow. Now they're great players. There's a lot of really really great players on there, and you know there's nothing against their character, nothing like that. I'm just saying, oh boy, the things that they chirp at people. Wow. But like I said, next games will be versus the University of Georgia at 7 and 8, or November 7th and 8th. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the game times are right at 8 for both of those for the Friday and the Saturday. So that'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait to do that. Get to rest the voice up a little bit and hopefully um, be guns blazing when we come in there. All the cannons will be loaded. There's also this thing. I got to figure this out because I just said the 7th and 8th they'll be playing up at the Atlanta Ice House, but they're also part of the Veterans Cup, which is in Huntsville at the Ice Sports Center, November 8th and 9th. So, how are you in Huntsville on the 8th and also in Kennesaw? Maybe that second game's getting postponed or something. I don't know. I guess I'll have to reach out to them and find out exactly what's going on with that. But let's move to the Glads. All right, let's move to the Atlanta Gladiators. As we get those up on the screens here in the studio. All right, we know that the Gladiators kicked off their season, and they kicked off their season on Saturday and Sunday. Let's see there. There we go. All right. So goal scorers in this one, they were able to win this game. Of course, goal scorers were Isaac Walther, which was his first goal. He wasn't done. He put another one in. His first goal and then his second goal to start everything off. Younger put one in to make it three. Burnsy with the Burns with the backhand gets the big one there, and Simpfelter had 30. How many saves? He had like 26 saves or something like that in his debut. Um, just fantastic. They were able to win. Oh, he had 18. They had 17 saves. Okay. But Atlanta was able to get the victory 4-1 over the Utah Grizzlies. Oddly enough, the president of the team, Jared Youngman, used to work for a good many years with the Utah Grizzlies. So this was a fun way to tie all those back together and for him to show his buddies in Utah all the great things he's doing here in Atlanta. So shout out Jared on that. But 4-1, they open up with a win just like the River Dragons. That's the way to do it. And Carson Denemy got his 100th point in that game. Game puck, I believe, went to Walther, as it should have. Game number 2, they won that one 5-3. Were able scored 2 on the power play. Also gave up 2 on the penalty kill, something they're gonna have to work on. But the Orlando Solar Bears, well, that was from yesterday. We'll talk about that one. But the Orlando Solar Bears put 34 shots on net. 3 of them went in. That's a little crazy, but they still got the win in that one. Where is the? I had it. The opening game. We can find the opening game here. I thought I had it. This is great podcasting, we know. They won that one. Oh, there it is. They won that one 3-2. So on the season right now, they are currently 3-0 with their upcoming schedule. They have a couple games this weekend. Don't forget theme nights too, because like November 1st is Day of the Dead celebration, and not only that, but you can get the special tickets where you learn like ballroom dancing lessons. It's something you watch Dancing with the Stars. I wouldn't mind learning some of that stuff. I I wouldn't mind learning. I wouldn't mind learning some of that stuff. It looks fun. And then November 5th is school day number 1. If you hadn't been to a school day, go to a school day. School days are fantastic. But the best thing about opening night is that it was also KSU night, so the Owls were down there representing as only they can, and just finally, after all these years of this guy and a bunch of other people jumping up and down and saying if we're going to talk or if the Gladiators are going to work with and honor and celebrate all these other schools, why can't they do the Owls? And so this year they did. And we definitely appreciate it. We absolutely appreciate that. But coming into the schedule, they are actually playing Florida tonight away in Florida. They played Orlando, and then now they're in Florida. So they are in Estero, Florida. The game started a little bit ago. I have not seen any updates. And then I believe they're off the rest of October, and they will not play again until that November 1st home game. And they'll play the first and the second. The first and the second. And yeah, they'll play the first and the second, and then they will play that Wednesday, the 5th, before going on a 4-game road trip across 2 weekends. But hey, everybody's starting good, man. Everybody's starting good. The Gladiators, KSU, both their squads, the Columbus Blue Jackets. We get into the Nashville Predators, who are just racking up wins, man. The Nashville Predators. They had the game against Columbus to open everything up. They won that one 2-1. They had the overtime loss. Hey, still got a point to Utah a couple of days later. Those were both at home. They went on the road last week. Is it? Yeah, went on the road last week. They won in Ottawa. Lost a really close one to the Maple Leafs that are really good. Had an overtime loss. That means a point to Montreal, and then come up a little short versus Winnipeg. Apparently, Nashville not big Canadian fans. And then this week they opened up with a close battle with Anaheim and picked up the victory versus Vancouver just last night. They will have the Kings tomorrow night at home. A lot of home games to open up. That's always great for Nashville. They will have the Kings at home tomorrow night. That is an 8 p.m. puck drop there. On Sunday, the Dallas Stars are in town. 7 p.m. puck drop there. And just for the sake of not knowing what day BoardCheck is going to be on next week, Tuesday they will host the Tampa Bay Lightning at a 7:45 puck drop there. They find themselves currently in fourth place behind Vancouver for the last wild card spot. So technically in second, as far as that goes. They are 3-3-2 for 8 points, and think of it this way: they are only 5 points away from Colorado, who is number one. So can't have a problem with that, can we? Let's go to the Carolina Hurricanes that are having a little bit better of a go with it. They opened up against the New Jersey Devils. The Devils, they doubled up the Devils 6-3. They also hosted the Flyers and beat them 4-3. And anytime Philly loses is always a good day. Any Philly team, by the way. I don't have anything against Philadelphia. Your team's just always getting my team's way. That's my only issue there. But hey, it's sport, and neither one, me nor the fans, play this, so it is what it is there. Then they went on the road. They went out to San Jose and smoked those Sharks like they were on the menu, 5-1. They won 4-1 versus Anaheim. They don't like ducks either, apparently. Apparently, the Canes are making all kinds of delicacies. They went to L.A. and beat the Kings 4-3. Kings are going to be good. Not because they lost 4-3. I'm telling you, the Kings are going to be a big-time player by the end of this. They lost to Vegas 4-1. Just they were due a stinker at that point. And they won in a shootout to Colorado last night, 5-4. Upcoming schedule this Saturday, that would be tomorrow. They will be in Dallas, 8 p.m. puck drop there, before hosting Vegas on Tuesday, 6:30 puck drop in Raleigh. Now we go on over to see where they currently sit in the standings. They are currently second in the Metro, actually tied with New Jersey, but I think Jersey has a tiebreaker somehow. Not sure what that is, but they currently sit there with 12 points. And does anybody have more than 12? I think Colorado has 13 and Vegas has 12. Montreal, surprising Montreal, and New Jersey and Carolina all have 12. So they're among the league leaders. Obviously, next week we will have much more in-depth stuff coming soon. We're going to have some guests that I think you guys are going to like. I mean, I just mentioned probably half a dozen of people that we should have on here in the very near future, plus some recurring guests and people that you guys should really enjoy. But for now, we've reached the end of the show. Appreciate all you guys tuning in to another great edition of BoardCheck. For people who want to know, this is a shirt I had made years ago about getting checked if you think you might have a concussion or if you think your friend might have a concussion. And it's a BoardCheck exclusive. If you guys want one of these shirts or one of our blue BoardCheck shirts, say something. We can arrange something. We still got them laying around, and if they're not in your size, I can get you one, and we will figure that out. Among some other stuff we're going to do in the near future. But for now, this has been another great edition of BoardCheck. I am Jeremy the Impact York. We will see you guys next week. Deuces Gooses. Go River Dragons. Go Glads. Go Canes. Go Owls. Go Owls. Go Preds. Go watch hockey. We'll see you guys next week.